Hello, 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 and welcome back, everyone, to the Menage with the MariJayne Maven podcast.
Yeah, hello.
Got my girl over here to the left, Miss
Vida.
Vida, giving you life, always. And first and foremost, I want to wish everyone a very, very happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays, guys. We're in the thick of it. Your babies are probably giving you list of, Christmas gift wish list that are entirely too long.
Right.
But as parents, we will bend over backwards to try to make as much as that happen, right? I know, So we're going on a cruise this year. So my babies are getting one good gift and what they need for this
They
cruise.
don't need all that retail junk. They need experiences. That's what people need to buy their kids.
Oh, believe
more
me.
memories.
Believe me. That's what we tell our boys. Definitely, especially the older they get. I tell them all the time when they throw food away, I'm going to take you to the homeless shelter and I'm going to show you. And they just look at me and then, 2 days later, they're throwing away some more food or something. But, yes, so.
It happens. Somebody called me a spoiled Richie once. So it's not even the truth. That's not nice thing. Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, before we do anything, we talk about what today's topic and episode is going to be like. I do want to give a little shout out to a brand that was kind enough to send us some swag. So I wanted everybody to go follow them. But I'm going to show you my shirts, my little swag. They send us some cool stuff. It's pretty awesome.
Cannabis.
Cannabis. Can you see anybody see? Cool.
This would be good to wear to S Yoga. With Katie.
Mine is sleeveless,
Ooh,
so
yes,
I will be taking this on the cruise.
Yes.
And it's Cannabis Vibe, if I am not mistaken, on Instagram. You can also go on my Instagram and find them through my Instagram if you like. But I'll double check on that and I'll make sure I'll shout that out before the episode's over. And then also because all of you people love watching us, you put us on your big screen, you have a good old time. You'll, of course, be able to see it in all of the social media, the streaming services at the end of this video as well on our YouTube channel. But I did want to shout them out and say thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
When you see me out and about within the area, anywhere, definitely, come up and talk to me if you have a brand or a product that you would like to see on the show. If you want a sponsorship, definitely get in contact, with us. You can DM through our Instagram. My awesome producer / hubby, he will definitely get back with you quickly. I was going to say as soon as possible, but he's on it. So tonight we will also, another shout out here, local brand. We're going to be trying out this cart, and this is a 1 gram cartridge from Flintstone. Why can't I talk? Flintstone. So it's Stone 916. I think it's Flintstone 916. So I'll have to double check on that too. Please forgive me. I have definitely, not forgive me. I've been medicating and it's
That's
good.
That's their Insta.
It's
Flintstone 916.
There you go.
Cherry pies.
See, all I have to do is read.
There's a black Fred Flintstone that is just so cute. Look at that.
Person of color. Owned. Super excited to work with her. No.
Okay.
Just add
Can
something.
I still say
right on there.
black? It's 2020. I have to check.
Look,
What room am I in?
I always hate it when people are like, are you African American? I don't, not that I hate that. Let me say that in the wrong way, but I'm black. Like, that's who I am. That's what I am. That's what I'm seen as when I go out in public. Somebody doesn't look at me and go, oh, that's an African American woman. So let's be real. You're black, like you said. But yes, we are looking for equity for people of color.
Yes.
In the industry, so that's kind of why I use that term. But we'll be trying that out in our spark and salutations.
Yeah, he could be Puerto Rican.
That one,
Person of color, not necessarily black. I don't know.
That is Mr. I'm sure that's not actual Fred because we don't want to get anybody in trouble. So
Right.
Mr. Stone there, he is a little. He's a little brown. He is a little. He has a little color to him, little cocoa butter.
Oh, but thank them so much.
Yes, so thank you to both of those fantastic brands, one local and one I believe out of Los Angeles, the other, for helping us out, for sending in sending in some swag and some product for us to try. So we will be trying that out. So thank you. So we will be talking tonight about a lot of topics, some that are going to be specific to Sacramento with our guest that will be arriving, Mr. Brandon Bolton, and his lovely sister as well. She's going to be here. So they'll be joining us in a bit. Yes.
Brandon and sis. Okay.
Brandon and sis. So we'll be talking about that, what is local information, what's been going on here in Sacramento. the city council meeting, especially if you're, interested in cannabis in Sacramento in any way, advocacy wise. If you are looking to be an entrepreneur, if you already have a brand or business, you definitely need to, pay attention to our local regulations and laws.
You've been smoking weed already, and you've been like, damn, all these years. Like, I wish I could just smoke weed as a lifestyle, right? Yeah. So here's your opportunity, but be legit. Pay attention. Right?
And keep it moving.
Get the info. Do what you got to do and be legit. And we're here for you.
So I really quickly have a story to tell. So we're going to talk a little bit about our, let's have our canna convo today. So we're going to spark up. Everybody is ready. Get yours ready. Get your sativa. Get your indica. Get your hybrid. So yes, those in the room that would like to partake in the vaporizer, they're gonna be passing that around, and I'm passing around this nicely produced. It's it's TV magic, guys.
What is
it
that?
just
what
showed
is that?
up out of the blue. The blunt gods
is
are
that
just
a five
beautiful.
Is that a 5 for $99?
I see you over there. I see you over there.
Where'd you get that?
So we're gonna light this
up. Is that
up.
a 5 for $99? Yeah. So you got that.
Are you talking about the price and the amount?
No, what it's rolled in.
It's rolled in a nice, beautiful blunt. Because we're going to enjoy them while we can. Because as of January 1st, you're only going to be able to get, 2 or 3 different flavors of these.
And then hopefully you'll be able to get none.
Sweet, silver, and natural. Yeah?
You're like, bye-bye.
No more backwoods?
See ya.
Right? Regular backwoods. Okay. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of story. So the other day I'm going in 7-Eleven, going to get an 805. And there's this boy that's sitting in a car, and he's like, excuse me, miss or ma'am. At first, I want to be like, I am nobody's ma'am, boy. But I said yes. And he said, would you? Oh, hold on. Can you hear me? Oops. All right. My bad. Couldn't hear. It was blinking at me. So, yeah. So he said, excuse me, ma'am, would you mind buying me, a pack of backwoods? And I was like, yeah. What kind? And he's like, the regular. I've never in my young life bought a pack of backwoods. I did not know that those are 10 entire American green dollars. What? I got them, and I went to the car, and I was like, y'all need to smoke something cheaper. It was him and this girl, and they had a little baby in the back seat, little cute little white boy Ginger with his cute little black girl. It's cute.
See, and that's exactly why I can't do it. Don't you need some milk or something?
Look, real talk. That's what I said.
Go on now,
you
boo.
don't put filters in here, yeah? So there's no filters. Okay.
Go on
now. I've been known
bye-bye.
to light on the filter in before.
I love you, boo.
You're not from the Bay.
No, I can't help you.
This blunt angel wasn't from the Bay because I learned
blunt
you
angel?
Don't roll blunts without a filter. So, but it's okay.
Angel.
I will smoke it just the same.
Help somebody out, and
but
shit.
you know why? You know why blunts help?
Can't help you.
For those people that like to make love to the
you.
blunts, and they be like, and you get it back and you can't hit anything because it's just completely
I will
closed.
say this as a medical professional, I completely understand that people do have to have that for a moment. And
What's
the drug, the nicotine, and all that shit in there. So, I have had to administer, but I prefer to just get people off of it because it's becomes a hassle. So that's kind of.
I'm not addicted to any nicotine. I don't know what you're talking about. I like the taste. It brings it through. There's a ritual, with breaking it down and rolling it up. There's just something. There's something involved. So
right,
I don't know what you're talking about. This is pure, all natural. No, I'm kidding. You guys come on. This is episode 5, 6 now. This is her role. This is what we do. So it's okay. I take it all in. You don't be sorry. That's what you.
I'm not really sorry. I'm just saying I'll back down for now. Moving on.
I like that. All right. So what I was going to talk about besides that is it was really cool. I wanted to share a little bit about this last week. See what you've been up to since, celebrating your birthday. We did have a good time out last week.
We did.
And
we did. Can I send a shout out real quick? Blue Q on a Friday night.
It was pretty quick.
Was it DJ Tay?
I have no absolute idea who it was.
It's just like,
I have no idea. Yeah,
they play.
I'm pretty sure they play from their phone.
Having fun, messing around on the microphone. We had a good time.
Yeah, it was
and
good.
Your friends were, what was their names? They were so sweet.
My folks,
cute.
they know who they are.
Right, they know who they are.
Jackie and Aaron,
exactly.
the folks.
So they were extra nice.
Yes.
And that made it
had some good, strong
place to be
drinks.
on a Friday
Saw
night.
my friends from my old job at the BBB.
Right, super popular.
Man,
like, Exactly.
I have to say, this all ties in well to my story I was about to tell, but I have to say, I was a little bit, it was celebrity last week at the Blue Q. I don't know what was going on, but it was, it was cool.
To be with
no,
you.
It was fun. It was fun. Oh, thank you.
And I was like, hey,
I've heard
everybody.
that before.
How you doing?
No. We had a good time. I definitely wanted to show her a good time for her birthday. Like I said, last week, we've been friends for over a year now, and she deserved it. I just felt like she deserved a night where she could get nice and loud and crazy, and we did.
We kept it
what time did you get in the lift? 5:30.
And I got in the lift and I was rude. I totally ignored my lift.
Like 5:30. But that's how we did it. And then
sure.
I think we ended up going home at about 7:15.
Okay.
So yeah, we did it big. So last week was the first time that multiple people recognized me when I was out and about. Mm-hmm. So at the Blue Q, I saw two people who, one guy was just kind of looking at me, and I will immediately, so first and foremost, I'll be like, what is he looking at? But then it wasn't, wasn't with any, any malice or any hate or anything. So
you
then I was like, okay,
who you are, girl. Just ask me, I'll remind you.
Like, do I know him? Do I know him from back in the day? But then
he know you.
I recognized when he came up to me, he said, MariJayne Maven, and you do brand education. I was like, oh, that's right. Yes, I do. So it was a actual customer that I met while doing brand education in one of the local dispensaries. If you guys ever see me out and about, I do brand education for 2 different companies. So I'm pretty active, out and about every week, at least bare minimum 3 times. And then the other days I'm kind of in Stockton and near Napa. And so, wherever you are, you may be able to see the MariJayne Maven. But then we were leaving, going to the after spot, and pulled up, and this dude was like, "Don't I know you?" I was like, "I don't know, do you?" And he was somebody that I knew from a sesh. Yeah, he was somebody that I knew from a sesh. He's a brand that I frequent. And then I was out and about. And where was I? What was the last place, babe?
Same spot.
That somebody
after
said
party
something.
Here.
No, I can't remember. See, I normally say I have a really freaking good memory. I know I had it jotted down. But anyways, it's not that important, obviously. Anywho, just being recognized somewhere else that I was.
Yes.
And somebody saying, what happened to your green hair? And I haven't had green hair in
okay, look,
a minute.
It's colored hair. It's short. To change it.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying that they recognized me without my emerald green hair. So, they didn't say it like that. She's so saucy tonight. She is so saucy tonight.
You change your hair a lot. You're like, if you know me, boy, then you know I changed my hair.
Well, yeah, I thought it was cool though.
Yeah, I mean, cool. So I'm glad they recognized you though. But you should get used to that.
I know, I have to. I say that to say, guys, not to be, braggadocious or anything, but I really say that to say
because she's so freaking cool. You want to say hi. She will
person.
Talk to you. I might not.
Yeah. I'm a people person and a hugger.
I might hide behind her, and it may be like, okay, go do something else. Not to be rude. It's just the
she's
way
quietly
I am.
judging
but
and observing.
She's gonna hey, what's up? And yeah,
I will. I'm just I'm a people person. And like I said, I'm a hugger. If you don't smell or anything gross like that, if I don't think you're gonna give me bump or anything, then we're good. Anybody that gets that, me and you, for real. If you see me out, we're here. Because anybody that gets that joke, we're here. We're good people. We got it. But so I say that to say really, I started on this journey and really venturing into building my brand with the purpose of being able to educate and consult and get other people into the industry and build that inclusivity. Build my resources to be able to be a value to those in the industry. And so really starting that and focusing on it at the beginning of this year, and to be going out of this year and into a new decade where I am being recognized for what I'm doing. It's enlightening, it's empowering, and it only allows me to become even more focused and resolute in what my passion and my purpose is. So if anybody out there is in a process of change where they're wanting to get where I am, and it'll happen. You just really have to believe. You have to do your due diligence. You have to, what helps me is just, meditating and really manifesting what I want, the life that I want. So
speaking on your due diligence,
what's up with
in
that?
your spark and salutation, you have a little quote. And I think that it says a lot about some of the due diligence that you have to do.
Oh, yeah.
To get out there. So go on and, kick that now.
Yes. I like that. Like I'm about to just break out. I wish I could just wrap it real quick. So this definitely, it plays to the whole episode, and it's going to definitely play into what we're going to be talking about with our guest. But it is very beautiful, and it's an African proverb. If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Yes.
And that's what we have to do. That's, as you mentioned, that actually does play very well. That's what I feel like my purpose is to help be a resource, to be able to build that movement, to be able, we can go together. Right. So I'm looking for, people to be part of that tribe. If you're interested, and this is what this podcast is about, it's all about that educate, eradicate, elevate. And if you're trying to get on that level, this is what we're trying to do. So I hope we're achieving that.
Is there a seed in there? Like
a seed?
Yeah.
What year is this? Who smokes weed with? What year is this? Did we get in a time machine? She said
I know.
seed.
Like all of a sudden, I was like, "What's going on?"
It came from the angel, but what I'm calling the blunt angel. I was going to say fairy. I don't think
No,
so.
yes, I love that. I want that. It's so important. You're so good at that. Keep doing it.
Well, thank you. So another, little bit of a pop canna convo topic here. Something that happened that was really cool to me this week. I had a very good friend of mine that we knew from our days back in Davis, our college days. This gentleman, he moved from New York. When he moved to Davis, he was like 15, 16. And his brother hung around with all of us, and his brother was going to school in Davis, and we kind of just took him under our wing. And him and he was a rapper. So if anybody ever finds a song where they're like, that sounds like the MariJayne Maven, it's me. It's a knocker. Maybe one day I'll bring it in. And I remember drinking a 32 in his room with his makeshift studio and blowing that song out in like 15 minutes. Down? It was dope. Shit. It was dope. I'm sorry? No.
Just.
I was drinking a 32. He was drinking frozen Capri Suns. Yes. So the song Knocked pretty much described life in Davis at a different level.
Damn, Davis though. Like,
Davis
who knew Davis was banging?
Don't play.
What's going on? Okay. We representing.
Look, that's why the Real World was trying. Not the Real World, but they had a show like the Real World called Greek Life. And they were trying to come and to Davis.
I remember that.
But Davis, come on, Davis used to get it. Okay. Davis has a lot more to do now, but the people are, I'm sorry, but kind of boring. From what I understand, y'all don't kick it like we used to. But we also used to have a police force of 3 cops. 3. We knew all of their names. It was cool. It was cool.
I know, her parents, they live in Davis, but I know.
I would live there if I had a lot of money to just,
ride a bike around all day.
Well, the houses are, start at $500,000, $600,000, $700,000.
Well, my daughter wants to go to UC Davis. She likes botany. I asked her, I said, so you like botany? Are you going to do cannabis? And she's like, yeah.
Hey, that's not a bad thing.
No answer.
Davis is excellent.
Like, okay,
Davis is excellent.
Exactly.
I never thought that I would love it so much, and I did. That's a place that has one of my favorite all-time drinks, and I'll shout it out, Wiki Wacky Woo. If y'all are ever in Davis, please go to Cafe Bernardo's and get you 2, because that's all they let you have. Pretty damn strong. It'll change your life. But yeah, so talking a little bit about, like I said, my friend, his name is Malik. So I stumbled upon on Instagram this past week. Malik has a podcast, and his podcast actually covers an MTV or a couple of MTV shows. Okay. One specifically, which is my favorite, which is The Challenge. And
love The Challenge.
He recently interviewed Cara Maria and Pauly, who I know as from Big Brother, but now he's a MTV star.
Wait.
But yeah, so
I'm like Coral and people
Coral.
who just started off MTV like
Darrell.
Tammy,
Darrell lives out here, right?
Tammy,
Shout out to Darrell.
Shout out to Basketball Wives. Like, she's an original MTV Real World.
Man, I went to that Real World house.
Shutting everything.
I went to that Real World house. Remember,
she wasn't even
It isn't not
then.
funny. Remember that? It isn't not funny. I couldn't stand. Man, if you guys haven't seen Tammy on Real World, y'all ain't seen a Real World. Real World back in the day was fire, okay? And that season was fire. I couldn't stand
Big
Beth,
Brothers
though.
Cannot be
I couldn't
on
stand
MTV,
Beth.
But anyway, your friend,
well, that's what they do now.
He does the little host of the show.
Back up real quick. That's what they do now. So MTV pretty much. Well, MTV, I think, is what, Viacom? And Viacom, I think, is CBS. So that's why I think they're able to get people
they're doing like mergers of kind of.
Well, they need more people.
Actors.
Yeah, they need more people.
Dramatizers.
I mean, all the good people are too damn old.
And so your friend is doing a show?
Doing podcasts.
With
them, yes.
With them, okay.
Well, he interviews and he talks about each season.
They're
yes.
his guests.
So, long story short.
Long
story short.
I'm not hating on that. I like that.
I'm very proud of him. I will have my hubby look up his, it's actually, I know his Instagram is at Malik_MTV. I'm pretty sure. So, I'm 99% sure, but hubby's checking out. So anywho, definitely go follow him. Go follow his podcast if you are a fan of the challenges. So anyways, so I click on there. I click on Cara Maria's profile to see if she had posted, the podcast episode as well. And all of a sudden, I go off of Instagram and I get back on, and who's requesting to follow me? Cara Maria. Hey, she gets on my nerves, but that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. So I thought that was, I'm gonna pat myself on the back.
Okay.
For a week full of, just a little come-ups.
Yeah, well, damn. Okay, I'm happy for you.
So, yes. I was correct. So, real quick, like I said, it is at Malik, MALIK_MTV. Go follow him on Instagram. So, so anything you have to add? What's been going on for your week? I know over the last week or so, I've been watching the impeachment crap and all that.
Hell no. What? Sorry, can't do that with you or anyone else for that fact. I just my mind has to stay in, more like.
It's modern day right now. It's kind of. I
don't want to say monotone places. Yeah, but all that be way extra bullshit. If I'm gonna check for some bullshit, it ain't gonna be that. Fill me in on the extra details.
I mean, there's not a whole lot.
Right.
I'm sure everybody's seen, the most recent. I just feel like it's kind of a waste of time.
Please don't waste our time tonight with
when are we going to? I'm just saying the impeachment process is very, very long. So
good night.
What is this actually going to bring other than us identifying that what we've already known for the past 4 years and that he's a shitty person. So, but yeah, go ahead and hit that because we need to review that as well.
Says, I might hit that Chick-fil-A again. I might hit that Chick-fil-A again. What the fuck are you talking about? You're about to hit that Chick-fil-A again. Oh, well, they might stop giving money to hate groups or whatever. I said, really? And you're just going to go run for the greasy artery frying bullshit the minute they claim they're not. No, good night. I was like, go.
I'm confused.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A and
I'm confused with it.
It's all political. It's like when you say, I'm not going to do this or do that, right?
Got it. Okay.
She claims she's not going to eat Chick-fil-A, and I don't fuck with Chick-fil-A because they is hateful. They donate money to not nice causes,
and he's very open about it.
So then they claim they're not going to do it, and then she says, I'm going to go eat some Chick-fil-A because they might stop, donating money. And donating money and the politics and impeaching people, I don't fucking want to talk about it. I'm not eating Chick-fil-A.
You don't feel like you have to be informed so that
inform me all day, but I'm not eating Chick-fil-A. I'm not sitting there watching impeachment.
Okay, that's great. Outside of that, but in order to make sure that certain things change, such as the cannabis regulations, such as building equity, we have to make sure that we have the right officials. And in order to know that we have the right officials and then all the other BS that goes on, a la scandal behind the scenes and all that.
Well, then start
you
local.
Have to kind of be
Pay attention
informed.
to who are your council people.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
Who are your ombudsmen? Yeah, and keep it local because it is so important that your grassroots campaigning, those are the people you have access to. You don't have control over what's going on CNN and the whole, like you said, soap opera. So keep it close, keep it home,
Yeah, I just like to kind of know for myself. Well, first of all, it's very interesting what I've noticed over this whole time. These men and these people, and it's mostly men that are in there, they're so bitch ass. They're so petty. They're so honestly, they sound like a bunch of
bitch ass. Like you didn't already know.
I mean, but just seeing their display of their supposed power is ridiculous. Right. And they're, you know what they remind me of? A group of mean girls. like legit.
They're like, look, here's our panty liners.
I just feel like it's just a joke, and we are a joke. But anywho, so that kind of all ties into what we'll be talking about as far as you said locally and getting involved with our guests.
Stay focused on what you have real control over, because that shit show is almost, I'm not going to say beyond you, but it's just beyond what's even real sometimes, So it's like, get into what's real where you are. And that's the key. Because if you're distracted watching the shit show that's a soap opera, it's not going to help you any. You're just watching. You're just an observer, right? But here with us at City Hall, with information, with what your show is about, with what the people that you deal with is really about, you're helping enact change where you're at.
Well, it's the education. So I get what you're saying. Like, you need to pick and choose and make sure that your source is a source that is going to be conducive to, someone being able to make a decision, and that decision plays into change. Exactly. So I get that.
The
definitely.
Culture. We're here for the culture. We are not here. I am not here for that bullshit. Like, let me just keep it 100 with everybody right now.
Well, that's where everybody
Cannabis
needs to be.
is like so much love to me that I cannot even represent it on that crazy level of just the drama. Let's bring it down to what's real. Remember, we were talking about what's real, and when the dramatizing is over, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's real and what's left behind is what's real, right?
And there's just so many people, though, that like to live with that drama, whether they know it or not, subconsciously, consciously.
Tune in. You know what I mean? And then
just like anything else, though, just like anything else, you have to do your due diligence and make sure that your resource is right.
You want to watch it.
Yes.
But make sure you're involved in something that's real for you.
Yeah, I mean, and
especially if you love
I know
cannabis.
that seems like out of the reach to be able to, watch those and see what's going on presidentially, but you have to understand the full spectrum in order to just start even understanding your local or, your more personal kind of spectrum. You got to crawl before you can walk. It's kind of the saying. So
right, and your local spectrum is you crawling, you learning the American government through your grassroots campaign,
and
through
the
your
true
councilmans,
American
through your
government.
Districts, through understanding that, and then who is your ombudsmans and mayors and city council people. This is where you really understand all the federale stuff.
Yeah. No, I agree. Well, before we just pop back in and talk about a couple more topics, because we do have a few topics to talk about tonight, I do want to once again talk about how you, now that it's the holidays, how you can get involved with a really good cause and kind of stay in the spirit of what the holiday is about, which is giving back, giving to others that are less fortunate. So we are once again, the Menage with MariJayne Maven podcast is part of a brilliant network, the Wild Jones Podcast Network. And on December 15th, we will all be involved. We'll all be there helping out and celebrating and giving back to those that are less fortunate with a toy drive and skate party. So come skate. You're going to see me standing there on skates. I may be moving.
I got a brand new pair ready to break
anymore. Out. And if I do, I'm going to be out there with one of those little carts. I used to be fire,
Get your
though.
walker,
I used to
girl.
be fire. I used to be. But yeah, so it's December 15th, 2019, of course. Not too far away. Less than a month now. Just a few days less than a month. That is at Foothill Skate, 4700 Auburn Boulevard. Please either come with a $5 love donation or a unopened, unwrapped, brand new toy. There's going to be a lot of fun, guys. Of course, skating. There's going to be food, raffles, games, music, cotton candy. Bring your whole family. It's going to be fun for all. Bring your friend from work. Go ahead and bring your neighbor. Come through.
One of the raffles is going to be a 4-hour limo ride.
Hey.
Anytime you guys want. Well, like 1 off day.
4-hour limo ride. So that was the big man there. The
one of the raffles.
The boss. So if you guys heard that, one of the raffles, I may be. Is it okay if I buy some tickets? Because a 4-hour limo ride, I do have some free tickets to a winery.
Oh.
So hey, look at the universe. So yeah, so that's pretty dope, guys. Especially with the holidays coming up. One of your boyfriends, you can act like you bought it and take your girl somewhere. All you really have to pay for is the food.
Little date
too. Like, they don't have to know.
Hey, look at me.
They don't even have to know. A 4-hour limo ride, girl. Let's go. We're very thankful when you do things like that. Mm-hmm. So yes, don't forget about that, you guys. December the 15th. Okay, Foothill Skate. Make sure you come through, and then also, later on into the winter, we'll be having the blanket drive as well. So it's a really good way for you guys to give back. Sacramento is very good about that, with having different organizations that want to give. And we definitely do need it. I was at AMPM tonight, just so sad with this man who was having a full-blown conversation with a garbage can. And I'm not trying to be funny, but it was kind of funny. But it's just very sad. And it's just another example of what I see way too many times a day of how, our local government is failing its citizens. But I don't want to get on that topic either.
Well, then we have to reach out as individuals, right? And when we reach out as individuals, we get together with other individuals and we form networks, and we don't rely on government. We become like radically independent.
And they don't want that, though. They don't want that.
And we show love. And we can do so by being independent, by grouping together, so we don't feel like wayward and just creating our little individuals.
Yeah, just creating our own.
We create our own networks and our own groups and our own loves, and we go out there and we show love to other groups and other networks.
Our tribes
and then we look at the shit show on TV and go, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Look at us out here really doing it.
That movement's coming. It's definitely coming.
It's not coming. It's here.
But it's okay. It's coming into fruition even more.
Live in your living room and in your ear. Okay.
I like that. But before I forget, one more last thing. What's great about the toy drive is that 100% of the proceeds go to the kiddos. Okay.
Yes.
We love the kids. So
no bullshit here. No one's getting paid for taking their weekend to distribute these funds and toys to the kids. Like, oh, let me take half because I'm going to go deliver. No, we're going to deliver and everything you gave.
Sidebar real quick. Mm-hmm. I think you should start drinking clear, not whiskey, not brown, because you get extra saucy tonight.
It is what it is. Look,
the mix of the flour and her brown.
We're plugging our events and everything, and I'm not playing with you guys tonight. That's it.
That's
I'll go back to whoever, whenever.
That's that brown right there.
But for now, this. It is what it is.
I'm loving it though. She's giving you life, because she's giving me life right now. I'm weak over here. She's just I love it. So, So I wanted to talk a little bit about something a little bit that's been on my mind a lot.
Something's been on your mind?
Yeah, something that's just been on my mind just because it's been so much in the forefront recently. Okay. It is celebrities getting into the cannabis game. Even more specifically, athletes kind of getting into the cannabis game, and what it is exactly, how you kind of feel about that. Do you think that they don't have a realm because they are already wealthy? Or do you think that it's like open game? Like, they have they have an audience because they are athletes, and they can definitely. Are you
talking about Matt Barnes?
Well, I'm not.
What led you there?
No, I mean it's I've been watching like all his Vlad TV interviews. I'm a Matt Barnes fan. Come on, in Sacramento,
put it out there.
I'm not hating. His sister. I don't know if she remembers, but I knew his sister from when she was in attending school as well, and I always used to be like, hey, tell your brother, the Moyer tickets look real good, you should give me some. No, I think he's doing a really good thing as far as using his voice for cannabis. I like his new show that he has, him and Steven Jackson, Warriors All Day, and they very open. He gets on his Instagram, he smokes. I think he is a great example of a dad. Oh yeah. You should follow him.
I didn't know
you should follow him. He's
Okay.
So and I do see his products often because I am in the dispensaries. Well, I would like to see a little cheaper price.
Okay, let's
for the flower.
Keep it 100 right now.
But what?
Now y'all know the Thomas. The Thomas.
Yes.
In the mid 2000s, the Jason Kidd C-Web era. There was mad tree. Court. Like, so they was living the lifestyle, even though they couldn't rep it. So if they can rep it. I don't know. Can they? Because the little kid just
not
ate
anybody
too many
that's in
edibles and freaked out or something. So
there's you guys said his name. What was his name? I can't remember. Not Ben something. What was his name? The NBA player that
Dion
Waiters. There you go. So ate some edibles or a couple edibles. Got on the plane.
Matt is not currently active.
No, right. Matt's retired.
So what about being currently active in the league and endorsing?
Well, you can't.
Versus, right?
You can't.
No, it's a wrap.
Yeah, okay. No, you can't right now. I mean, that's understandable.
So,
I mean, to an extent.
It's like they're not there yet.
Well, this is the problem that I have. This is the conundrum
then,
because you guys will NBA will pump them full of opioids. Will do the whole varsity blues. Let's go ahead and give you the shot in your knee or whatever. Get back out there and play.
Break it down your joints.
Whatever it is.
Organs.
It's the NBA. Right. They could have their own stuff, but they will, suspend somebody if they do come up, dirty in a test. Which is why are you testing them for the plants? Like,
yeah.
So, it's an issue, and I know that he is working. That's part of his what he's trying to do is trying to. Work with the NBA to understand,
the league,
and to be able to provide the players with the right to be able to utilize that as a medicine, to rehab.
So
and
for that, I am totally okay because I know that they fully, the lifestyle people did it, whether they could claim it or not. It was a part of.
It's always part of the lifestyle. I mean,
and so
especially look, Matt Barnes is from Northern California. He's from Sacramento in the Bay.
And he can do his thing, and it's legit. And
did you hear the story about Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan went and played a round of golf. He had 15 Bud Lights or something like that.
Oh, Jesus.
And made a bet with the guy that he was playing golf with that he would I guess he lost some money or did something or whatever. And then the second game was look, let's bet that I'll go ahead and I'll go and score at least 40 tonight and beat the other team by a certain amount. And he had spent the day drinking nothing but Bud Light, which that is kudos because Bud Light to me is headache in a can. But he drank 10, 15, went and scored 50, 60 himself and then beat the other team by a good amount.
So he's watch me get white boy wasted and still kick
No, but what I'm saying is that one, that plays to his confidence and he knew that he was that dope. But two, you can't if he could go play off of Bud Lights, why can't somebody go play and be at their best when they, use CBD or they use the tincture of THC?
Okay, listen, I don't think it's that we don't think they'll be at their best. I think it's that we are afraid they'll be at their extra most bestest, and then there'll be too much and unfair advantage on everyone else. Who does
dope,
it.
They'll be super fantastic.
You never
player
know.
Or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it could be. Hey, I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't think that's what the NBA is worried about, though. I don't think. What's his name? Stern.
Having the advantage.
Not anymore. Oh, I'm so old on that. What's his name? What's the new one's name?
No? Okay. Well,
the new guy. Whoever, the commissioner. I don't think he's I don't think that's giving them super, Superman power.
Okay,
so
well, maybe not. That too.
It's more of a way, I think, of control. And then,
you know what? I don't, as much as I like to blaze, I don't want everybody loaded and, during their collegiate and, formal athletic sports. They weren't kind of
I don't think collegiate level, no.
I just don't think they were kind of built around that. So it's okay, everybody be sober for now and play. That's how I feel.
I think collegiate level, because that plays into, let's be honest, cannabis does affect the brain differently the younger that you are. So I don't think in that environment,
no. They're tackling and blazing.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
It's just, let's be real. Some things it's never gonna fit. It's not gonna mix. We can't act like all things are for everything.
Yeah. Well, speaking of another athlete, Mike Tyson. He is right into it. That he's opening a whole ranch in Palm Springs. Yeah, no, it's gonna be dope. I'm excited I want to go.
Palm Springs.
And
I'll say that.
No, but he has a
line.
He has a line. It's not wide produced or distributed. You have to really look for the product. And I don't think he has a full line yet. I think he has more CBD, maybe
just
some flower.
But
that's dope. I mean, this is going to be a whole cannabis resort.
So
lazy river. Can you imagine how lazy that river is going to be? That's going to be crazy.
Where's the lifeguard?
The food, it's going to be, infused restaurants. I think that's dope. I'm super excited about that.
I'm with it.
That's definitely a location that I will be visiting,
I'm
for sure. But I know you brought up this is different. Jay-Z's not in sports, but a celebrity. So I know that you mentioned, him being with Khalifa. And we did learn a little bit of info, which I love. I did not know that one of the greatest, being that I am a Niner faithful fan, that one of the greatest quarterbacks in our history, Mr. Montana, he is a investor. He helped to raise the capital of venture capitalists and raised $75 million, to start that. So that changes it a little bit for me, because I was wondering why Jay-Z didn't partner with a traditional Black-owned or person of color brand. That changes it a bit. I know that he's brought on to help create that.
He likes numbers, like Jay likes numbers too.
I mean, he is who he is.
That's like nothing to laugh at. Let's give it the respect.
No, not at all. I'm just saying that I could see why he partnered with that company, because I didn't know that before. It always made it seem like...
Well, it's kind of like, what are you looking for when you blaze? Almost like, what are you looking for when you go to church?
I'm
looking for a Kanye type,
true. I like that. True
experience, and the same with marijuana or cannabis. Are you looking for that kind of,
what goes on? That's a good thing. I don't know if people really
that commercial aspect. Looking for something more true to home or to where you're at.
Well, I don't think. Okay, so for example, let's use Ciroc. Who was really drinking Ciroc hella big before Diddy, right? Diddy does Ciroc?
Nobody. I remember Ciroc prior to Diddy because I really enjoyed that little jewel on their bottle. Oh. But Diddy hadn't purchased yet.
Yeah, right, so I'm saying, exactly. So who really started drinking it big? And then once he did it, everybody had a line. Exactly. Everybody had an alcohol line. So shout out to him for starting that. Same thing. I know I want to try 2 Chainz line. His brand of weed. I know I want to try it because why? I'm a huge ass 2 Chainz.
I fucking like 2 Chainz. I'll smoke that
love 2 Chainz. And I feel like 2 Chainz probably, is a connoisseur and smokes some good fucking trees.
So not probably a connoisseur, is a connoisseur.
Well, for sure. But I'm just saying his trees should be really good. And that's one that I would go pay for.
It's good. Yeah.
I like that. Ray J. Ray J is a recent one.
But you said he made just some papers or
something. No, well, I know Ray J. It was supposed to be pre-rolls, but now, no, he was doing pre-rolls. But now,
no, I ain't fucking with the pre-rolls.
He has flour.
No, you already know.
Pre-rolls you would actually like, because pre-rolls use raw paper.
It's not that, girl. You know why I ain't fucking with no pre-rolls. Don't say it.
They're not thinking anymore. Girl,
you know why.
That place.
But if he made papers, I'll fuck with his
Ray
papers.
J's not getting any weed that's labeled boo boo, and then telling their people to roll it up so they can sell it anyway.
I'm not fucking with no pre-rolls from nobody, just so we're clear.
So sidebar. Last summer we did a little bit of packaging. I'm not ashamed to learn the industry from the bottom up. So we went and did some production.
We hit the streets.
We did some production as well as I did some modeling and some things, but. Yeah, so when we first started, what we were rolling was fire. Like, we would love our little breaks. We would love our little accident garbage joints that would all of a sudden, this bowl would go
quality
from 2
control.
to like
That's
17.
Quality control.
I don't know. I was real slippery one day and just dropped a few. I don't know. But so all of a sudden, people started like not wanting to go outside and not be in the circle. And we were always like, what's going on here? And then somebody who was involved with the purchasing of the medicine told me that when they went and purchased this medicine, I want to try that one.
Yeah, do that.
The where they bought it from, the outside of the cartridge or the box where the tree was labeled boo boo.
Yeah.
And they were like, what is this? And they're like, that's what this tree is. And they were told to purchase that. And we were told to roll that. And we were told to talk about how good it was. It was worse than boo boo. Like, it was, yeah. So, yeah.
Check your pre-rolls. So that's all I'm saying. If you're going to pay all that money for somebody to roll your joint, then make sure that the thing they provide for you is the same every time.
They were charging
the quality,
$60.
the weight, the way that it's handled. I mean, like, I hate to put anybody on blast, expose any. There's people talking about game. Fuck that shit. This is about regulation. We're trying to be legit so everybody can have a good time. And I say this. Check the facts, because they don't be there sometimes,
This is good.
That is bomb, huh?
This
now,
is
where they are regulating
good.
is these cartridges and, the storefronts to sell them.
Yeah, the storefront situation in Sacramento is crazy. And as I mentioned a bit ago, we had a guest that was going to be coming in who's very close, who actually attended the City Hall meeting last night to talk about the Sacramento situation with the storefronts and the licensing. And unfortunately, they're not going to be able to make it, guys. So we're going to have to table that conversation for another episode.
We got it. Because it's too important to try to, rush it.
It is too important.
It's too important to try to rush it. Like, we had every intention, but it just shit is what it is.
But that's cool. I have no problem. Because we have a couple more things that we talk about. So I am okay, getting lit and just talking here.
Me too. Because when we bring those facts and we bring it up again, it's when it's meant to be. So maybe there's more details on the horizon.
Maybe. I've been trying to find out a little information.
The universe had something extra that just wasn't ready tonight.
Yeah, I believe that. So,
Me too.
What you do and you just keep on moving, it's quite all right.
Exactly.
I didn't start doing this podcast because everything goes great all the time or because I felt like I needed guests. No shade to my guest because I love him so much. He will be here at another time. We'll be talking about this issue. If you're in Sacramento, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sure this is probably a concern or an issue in other cities as well.
How about
Well, there are, just a little bit, there are only 30 permits currently in Sacramento for storefronts, for dispensaries, or for mainly dispensaries, but if you wanted a cannabis type of storefront business.
30.
30. Okay. A third of those are purchased and are owned by one entity. They do own a lot of dispensaries in the area. I do work for them. With them. I'm not going to say for them. This has nothing to do with the employees. The employees are fantastic people, but it's the behind the scenes that it's become a topic and has been brought to the forefront in Sacramento because that one owner has been tied to some Ukrainian, I believe, right? Ukrainian criminal, entities of some sort. Yeah. So and those people were tied to your president as well. So
oh god,
there's some things going on as far as
and so things
when that was all brought out because it was also tied to our local government, somebody who was just newly elected. All of a sudden, they want to put a halt on with these licenses being distributed. So it's some stuff going on that we definitely, So it's what we were going to talk about.
Yikes!
But like I said, it's too serious of a problem. Yeah, it's too serious
of a topic
right
now. Y'all gotta get ready.
Yeah. So we'll be coming with another full episode with some people that are very close to, the whole issue. Those that are close to trying to, through advocacy and through using our voices and our knowledge, make sure that the government and those decision makers know we know what's going on. And we need some answers and things need to be situated because there needs to be equity, there needs to be diversity, it needs to be fairness in this as well. And it's a little shaky. So
that extensive article, and it was great and it was extensive, and it said that less than 1% of 3,600 cannabis storefront providers nationwide, amongst all legal states, 3,600, and less than 1%, was
black owned,
and
even less.
That's less
women
than
black owned. Yes,
right. And
I
then
know
when we
there
start
are.
getting
I know
into
of
where you and I met, which is the lady
black
thing.
women off the top of my head that own a dispensary. There is one who's the youngest in the entire country, and she's back in Maryland, I believe. There is one owned that is in either one or two actually that's in Oakland, and they're part of like an equity thing. They're
Didn't
awesome.
you shoot me? He's like knocked out. Didn't you shoot me something today about a lady cannabis? And I was like, yeah. And didn't get the email.
Yeah, so there's a couple, and I definitely want to talk about that. I had plans to kind of talk about those individuals, but we'll have some people like some decision makers and some people that, like I said, have a voice and a very strong voice within the Sacramento cannabis community. We'll have them on and just talk about that in further detail. So you guys stay tuned for that, okay? Because we'll be bringing that to you. Crystal Nuts. Of course. Yeah, she's the first. The delivery first, black-owned woman delivery service.
So she's not currently one of the delivery.
Yes, so she actually also, I do know, went through the equity program. So I do believe that she was one of the first couple of graduates.
Okay.
So we'll be talking about that because there's another one. Her name is Miss Betty. Okay. I know that she as well. She's kind of like one of the pioneers in Sacramento. A lot of people look up to her, and Brandon. I know that he's familiar and friendly with her, and I believe she was his mentor, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. It's another one. So yeah, so we have some in Sacramento. We have some here locally to look up to for sure. For sure. Most definitely. So talking a little bit more about, that topic, just to like kind of say it's very close to my heart because I want to be able to help other people feel comfortable, and people of color feel comfortable in getting into this industry. Right. And right now, Sacramento's culture isn't being very welcoming to that, and to our demographic. So I definitely want this situation to be one where we look back in a couple of years and we're like, "Ooh, Sacramento, we hit some bumps." Right. But look where we're going now. Right. If Sacramento ever wants to be able to keep up with the Bay Area, with LA, we have to move forward. We have to get over the bureaucracy. We have to get over the fact that we're so close to the decision makers being the capital. We have to create a movement, whether that be just through people of color. We need to be inclusive, actually. So I don't want to say just with people of color.
No,
but
it's
everybody.
It's kind of like those networks that I was talking about. You get together, you form those networks, and it's totally okay for people of color to start forming that network with other people of color who are interested in the same goal, right? Which is for everybody as we continue to branch outward, right? But we have to start from what's close to home. It's like what I was saying with politics,
and
like
with certain companies,
right?
Yeah,
like,
and mentioning that,
or my sister eating Chick-fil-A. Don't give them your money. Like no, fuck off. All the way.
A whole episode talking about Chick-fil-A. Good Lord.
It's just kind of like stay close to what you can do. Is what I'm saying. You don't have to give your $5.
Our Ganja Game Changer of the week. It actually plays into that. Who is a friend of mine, and a business associate, and she is somebody that she is not a person of color. She is a white woman,
and
love her. She identifies that, and she is one of the ones that are very accountable and understands her privilege, and these are her words, within society.
Like she's so for real.
Yes, and she has a monthly subscription box service as well as a daily delivery service. Her name is Brianne. Yes. She will be here in I think about a week and maybe 2, and she is the owner of Month Leaf Club. Yes. So you guys can definitely follow her as well at Month Leaf Club on Instagram. But you will get to see her beautiful face and get to meet her in a couple of weeks because she's going to be coming on.
She comes out to the expos. Yeah. And she her and her mom and their business. Her mom they really awesome. Put in work.
I'm going to tell her to bring her mom. Mm-hmm. Her mom is awesome. I love her so much. But she has a business where she wants to be able to help people of color grow within the industry using her platform. Right. And I think that's amazing. So she can definitely talk more about that, but she's definitely our Ganja Game Changer of the week because she is local. She is looking for individuals to be brand ambassadors as well. So if anybody's looking to get into the industry, definitely, hit her up, hit me up. I'll be able to connect you. Mm-hmm. She's awesome. And like I said, she is our Ganja Game Changer. So I want to give her a little shout out, a little applause. Yes. So like I said, you guys will get to meet her, learn a little bit about her journey, and kind of what her focus is for her, her brands and for her company within the industry. So we've been kind of heavy, and we haven't trying to be, but I think we've been kind of heavy. So I want to lighten it up a bit here with my MariJayne Keeps Me Sane, segment here. And I've been on this kind of I don't want to say journey, but this kind of trip in the past couple of weeks where it's, like I said, it's the end of it. But I've said before, it's the end of a decade. It's not just the end of the year.
No, it's
We're
not.
actually at the end of a decade.
It's like 2020, like some crystal vision.
Isn't that crazy, right? That's pretty crazy. 2020, y'all. 2020. We're gonna be able to say right on your dates. 20. Like that's crazy. I feel like we're supposed to be in Jetson times right now. But so music is my boyfriend. Music is my love. Music is, just such a huge part of our everyday life. I believe it's a gift, and I definitely feel much more close to music, and I definitely hear it a different way when I utilize cannabis. And we know that tons of, artists, they use cannabis. But what I've been kind of venturing into the last couple of weeks is determining what my albums of the decade are. I kind of wanted to build a little playlist. I will be on a cruise in the new year. Be in Jamaica. Little Cayman Islands, Cozumel visit. Trying to work on a nice little playlist for when I'm out there in the ocean, cruising around. And so that allowed me to kind of do a little research, and I ended up finding a couple of music websites and channels on YouTube that listed their top albums of the decade. So I think I mentioned it a couple weeks ago, but I want to talk about it a little bit more. And I know that I asked you
about Drake.
When I talked about Drake, which is one of mine for sure, but I do want to add another one and just kind of see what is your album of the decade. So I want to put it into categories though, and genres.
Okay, categories.
So we'll start with R&B.
R&B, since 2010, right?
2010.
Okay, so I'm a super diehard Maxwell fan.
Okay.
But, I love Maxwell, but somebody very recently just kind of crept in, and I'm kind of wondering if they held off till the very end, which is Sir. I feel like they might have snuck up in there just before. Yeah.
I have to say, I love music, but this is what we were talking about before. I definitely would consider myself, I used to sing. I will share something that I normally don't tell people, but my stage name was Divalicious.
It's cute.
Yeah, it was cute. I thought it was cute. And I always found myself, and I knew that I was going to be an R&B singer. Ballads were my favorite. And I definitely had some favorites, Sade and Maxwell and Anita Baker, true back in the day R&B. Janet wasn't too R&B, a little more R&B pop, but Janet was and still is my all-time favorite. But nowadays I can't really identify. I can't really identify anybody, but I would say if I had to, the closest to it would probably be Justin Timberlake's 2020.
2020. Okay.
That.
And I would put that in pop. So this is like
but that was
kind of one of those things, like when you kind of go into these categories.
Adele, which is also kind of
Adele. What?
Kind of pop, but Adele has a lot of soul. Adele is influenced by black music. She has said that Anita Baker, freaking Aretha Franklin, like that influenced her. So although she was put into that category, to me R&B is like more ballads and putting your soul out there and things like that. So for the tens,
what's your other category?
That's it.
What you got for like heavy metal?
I was gonna say rock, alternative, because I have mine.
Rock or alternative for the decade.
Yes, and just putting those together. Yeah.
Oh, shit. I probably would say Shine Down ended up being the rock band that I liked the best in the past 10 years. So Shine Down.
Don't know who that is either. Are these SoundCloud people or like?
No, these are like real national.
Blue Q visitors or not Blue Q, Blue Lamp. I'm just kidding. No, so mine would be Kings of Leon.
Okay.
Fire. Sex on Fire. Oh my gosh.
I don't know who that is. Oh. So it's like, is that some Maroon? Like, is that more Maroon 5 or is that more like?
No,
I don't know.
No, you've never heard Sex on Fire?
No.
Oh my gosh, that was my shit. 2005, 2006. That was everything. And then what's the other song? The vampire-y song.
Vampire.
Oh my God, it's so good. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Their whole album though, that last album they had before the main singer went into rehab. They were supposed to perform at Bottle Rock, and we were going because I was so excited to see them. And the lead singer, had to go into a little bit of rehab. They had a really good documentary. You should watch that one. Foo Fighters would be my second.
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, and they've only brought out a few, new things. Reggae. Do you have anybody in reggae? Because I do.
Reggae. Damn. You know what? I do. And my mind is drawing a blank, but it's shit. It's like stack. I kind of call it white boy reggae.
Okay.
You know?
Well, okay.
Does that make sense? It's like reggae on the river type reggae. It's
okay.
not your black Rasta reggae.
That's not my, but that's not mine either. So my favorite band is one, a little biased because they're friends of mine, but they're raw. They're dope. I love them. I love them. I love them. My boys love them, and they did the sweetest thing. A couple, of their shows.
Say their name because I have a feeling it's the same person.
Mr. Groots.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hey, those are my people.
My mind just went like blank. Like I was like, I can't believe I can't say this name.
Absolutely
and
love
then
them.
You start talking right, Mystic Roots. Boom, there you go.
Closer. That's the Kings of Leon. Yes, that one's fire. Play that on your way home.
I will.
But yes, Mr. Groots. What's up, Coop?
Yes,
what's up, Cat?
Definitely.
What's up,
And I didn't
Marco?
mean to call him like white boy reggae, but it's more like Cali reggae.
I get you. Yeah. But they put on some
NorCal type Chico,
dope. Yeah,
right?
Chico
reggae.
Yes,
reggae on the river reggae type.
And it's kind of unfair because I've been following them since like '99.
Okay,
but they put out great music,
and they have good
decade.
energy too.
Great energy. Whenever they are at Swabbies on the River,
yes.
I go for them and for the fish tacos. If you guys don't know, you need to know. Okay, now you can't go because the weather kind of sucks. Well, not too bad right now, but when the weather gets better, spray yourself down because there's mosquitoes like crazy. But go out there and enjoy some good music, and even better. I mean, fish tacos are fire. Good drinks too. Good drinks. They have like red stripes for like $3 and stuff sometimes. Really good. Yes. Okay. So all right. So
any other categories?
Hip hop, rap. The only. I mean, come on. The top of everything right now.
Hip hop, is that? I'd be getting so confused and stuff. Is that like different than rap? Because someone like schooled me not long ago. I was like, I'm confused. So look, fuck it. I don't know, but I
grew up in Elk Grove.
I like drama, So I like Neff the Pharaoh. I know that's some banging shit, but I be feeling. I like to get.
There we go.
I feel that turnt energy.
Look,
so
same way. So it's a tough one for me because. Yeah,
right. Well, that's kind of like your big homie, So
Neff Pharaoh's wrong.
If he say, if the unk say this, you say okay.
I mean that E40 would be my dream guest. Right. I would probably just be like the whole time, not even knowing what to ask. Ask him to like rap my favorite verse of my favorite song ever. But no, so E40, of course, he's always on the list. I mean, that man, every project is good.
Is loyal to the soil.
So I mean, it's him. He can't do no wrong. So he's just always on the list, always. But besides Take Care, which I talked about a couple of weeks ago, American Gangster, Jay-Z. Okay. I've been playing that again lately.
I don't know. Man. I think I've neglected to listen to that.
Oh my God, you must listen to it. It is
that's
really
after
good.
The Carters,
even with
right?
him and the
is
one with Kanye.
Is that after the Carters? Okay, so like I had just moved around the Carters.
Yeah,
time,
it's the soundtrack to the
so
movie.
I got like stuck up in the Carters and then.
Well, you saw the movie, right? American Gangster with Denzel.
Think so.
All right, so tonight's episode is over. I gotta go. What? Are you serious?
I'm sure I did.
Oh my God!
But right now, like
I'm
litty and
we're about to have a movie night. So
to jog my memory in certain areas.
That's like the movie's fire. The soundtrack is even more. I mean, Jay-Z did that one, and the Watch the Throne.
But I know I did not watch. I did not listen to anything Jay-Z after the Carters because I just
It's good. No, it's good.
Things
it's
pull
really
you
good.
away, and you got to leave something for later. There ain't
really
nothing wrong with a little late night, a little late freight. I want that late freight. I'm on the night.
Oh, you know what? Before I forget, The Weeknd.
But The Weeknd always spit fire, like just ridiculousness. Though.
My favorite
like,
song,
The Weeknd's
Coming
kind
Down.
of unfair to even put him in the category sometimes because all that shit talking and singing, it just works,
He just, I love his voice.
Off my keyboard.
Well, that.
What?
Yes. I mean, that's a good Drake.
That's a whole lot of shit.
That's Drake.
Talking.
That's True Love. Drake. He's on that one, isn't he?
Yes.
He's on that one.
Yes. The point is just like he came out spitting with the bullshit, with the shit talking, right? And the attitude. And that's what he does. He sings attitude, and it just really works.
But then he
pull it out of
when he broke, who was it? Was Selena Gomez he was with? Who was it?
That shit, yeah.
Yeah, Selena Gomez. I mean, when they broke up, then he got a little crybaby.
And that is on Drake's album, but it's featuring The Weeknd.
Oh, that's good. We got you.
The hook is Drake's song.
Right. It's a Drake song, but he sings the hook.
She likes that part.
It was just like, it's
that's what she's feeling.
Weeknd.
That's one of my favorite songs on there.
Drama,
That's one of my favorite songs.
Talk shit, in a singing voice. Bitch, get the fuck out.
It's a little bit better. It's a little better than that. But I like it. I like it. That is one of my favorites. So, yeah. So, in the comments, I would love to hear what you guys, identify as your album of the decade. And then I'll be kind of, talking about it throughout the rest of the remainder of the year.
Yeah, and then come to Foothill Skate and tell her about it and bring her toy.
Yes. Now, what I did want to share a little bit about as well is if anybody out there has any questions for us, and we're going to have a whole episode where we're going to be kind of answering just questions. If you feel like you guys know a little bit about us, but you want to know more, I'm an open book. I'm more than happy to answer questions. If I have to tell you something, though, don't be all in your feelings if I have to.
And I'm going to tell you straight up off the bat, don't ask me no crazy shit. I'm not answering no sex questions. She might, but I'm not. So don't ask me anything too personal. You may not understand what personal is. I will educate you on what that is if you need it.
Definitely. Okay, so before we go, one last thing. This is what came out last week. It was trending last week. Oh. Big Sean and his two topics. But first, Big Sean talking about sex and him bragging in the song about making Janae Aiko, whatever her name is, making her climax 9 times in a day. And he's bragging about that.
That's it? He meant 9 times in a second.
And in a few minutes, right?
Day.
Like, look.
We got to take you back to school.
I was like, what? And that's something to brag about nowadays, because I was confused.
Why are you going to get me started? That's not even
9 times should be expected.
He talking about in a day, though. Not in a sesh, in a day. Like, ooh.
Like,
I'm scared.
Boy, please. And you like, stop it. 9 times in a day?
A day? No, we're not impressed. Just so we're clear.
Grown women talk here like, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm spoiled.
Look, did you hear the key words? We said in a sesh.
Right? Like in a sesh, you get some kudos.
There might be like 9 sessions in a day, and each sesh
I need splash waterfall. Like, serious.
Counties on 81 times.
My husband knows. He knows. Hey. That's why
I said I wasn't
very
answering
dedicated.
Any sex questions.
You see how I got her into that, though, see? Maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know. But I was not impressed at all. And I was like, if any of you young ladies are, I'm so sorry. You need to expect and ask for more, because it is possible. It is very possible. I mean, you got to put in your work. You have to, elicit those 9.
But he's. You can get to this later.
More than 9.
They call him Big Sean for a reason. So maybe,
Well, if it is all that big, then it should be more than 9 times in a day.
Maybe.
I don't know. But I'm just saying, that to me,
Can we? No, never mind.
It's real talk. Look, I'm just being completely honest. I'm not impressed. But hey, for you, great. Maybe she was really loving that. I don't know.
Big up to
Maybe you guys should smoke a little bit something better, though. Do a nice little sativa. Connect a little bit more. Turn the lights off. I'm sorry. Please, never mind. I was going to say, when my babies are like downstairs playing video games, I can get more than 9 times in a day.
9 times in a day. Just stop it.
Nothing. Kudos, props to my man over there. But yes, so last topic that I definitely want to talk about. Yes. Hey. Hey.
Stop it. Everybody, the whole studio went wild. I said, what? 81 times?
See, focused. When they focus,
he had the math too. He was like 81 times.
Hey, like Kobe. Going for that Kobe. I like that. That's hashtag go be like Kobe.
Just do it.
Hey, okay? That's what you should brag about. He should come out when he comes out
ring.
with the verse where he's saying, I'm like Kobe. Then I will tell Big Sean, okay, we will all stand up and give him a nice round of applause. They're cute though, but they be like way too much. Like, we get it.
Keep that to yourself is what I would say for those guys. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Hey, so last thing we want to talk about here on this episode, and I, appreciate the flexibility and you guys sit here and listen to us chit chat for another episode, but I know it's fun because we're fun. I know it's good because we're good. No, but last thing I want to talk about, and this, this happened over a week ago now, Colin Kaepernick and this situation with his tryouts. I'm a Niner fan. I'm a Cap fan. I feel like he was done super dirty. I did not watch the past few seasons, but damn, we're doing good this season. So look, not even about to lie. Niners are having a hell of a season. So I have been watching games this season. I don't watch any other NFL games. I'm not buying anything, but I would not be a true fan if I did not give them, y'all, because that game against Seahawks, we was almost about to be
the Seahawks.
Almost about to be 9-0, 10-0, 9-0 at that time. Yeah, so
you did it.
Don't play. Oh, we right there. We were right there.
But what about the Cap?
Well, he had a tryout. So he had a tryout supposedly that the NFL was putting on for him. But the problem is the tryouts are usually on a Thursday. This was on Tuesday. Thank you very much. This was on a Saturday. Out of the 32 teams, only 8 showed up to the second spot. But that's who obviously was in town. So that's obviously who was planning on going. One of which was the 49ers. But he ended up, basically they were trying to have it by their stipulations. They didn't want their team to, or, his team, so his management and, everybody else to record anything. They wanted to be basically closed. They had all these stipulations that were just completely unfair. And they were like, no, we're not doing that. Right. So they kept stalling throughout the day. And then he ended up putting on his own, kind of tryout for people. And from the clips that I saw and what I keep up on his Instagram and all that stuff. I can't wait for him and Ness Nitty to get married because they're so cute. You know who that is, right? Who his girl is? Yeah. Bay Area, they're right there. Yes. So cute.
Well, look, I think that regardless of what happens, he knows what it is. I think that it's hard to have that.
But can you imagine?
They also tried to slip him a Mickey. Let me
right?
Just
no,
in.
yeah.
Please do. That's what I wanted.
The real crazy shit they tried to do is tried to get him to sign a waiver that was different than any other waiver that they give any other players for tryouts. They tried to get him to sign a waiver that says he cannot sue him if he does not make a team, or anything else regarding the past or him not or being on a team over the last 3 years.
Yes, so you see why.
So effectively, the case would have been done. Illegally, the team, the NFL would have been protected.
They tried to slip that little
because they see a second collusion lawsuit on the horizon.
Yes.
So they tried. He didn't fall for it.
Exactly.
He went to a different place. And then they tried to vilify him at first until they found out the real story.
Yes.
Right.
You got.
I like that. But let me ask you real quick. So, what do you think about? I can't stand Stephen A. Smith.
Cool.
I cannot stand that man. So I was going to say, did you see his feedback? He is very much like, I admire him as a journalist from that level because where he came up from. But my husband said this as well. It's double. I don't know. One, I know that he's done it on the backs of, creating beef in a way, but that's our culture right now. I don't like how it seems like he's always so down on everybody other than fucking LeBron.
No, Stephen A. Smith has no problem downing black players
at all,
and will never go at a white issue at all. So he really looks like Massa's pet because he never he won't jump on our side ever.
Yeah.
But he quick to down a player over getting caught smoking weed.
Oh, real quick.
He a Sambo?
He
a Quimbo?
Yeah. When all these white boys are doing crazy shit, like
the epitome of company man.
But that's his shtick, that's his shtick. And so the thing about Cap is he's ready for that attitude and that stick and that bullshit.
But Cap is ready for war. In a way.
See, listen,
like
if you're ready for war,
then
you're ready for that. You already see that bullshit.
Look, he's been paid too. So
table.
This is something I think Matt Barnes said, or it was somebody else that I watched, maybe Matt Barnes. But Matt Barnes came out and said, let's see what it is, because I don't think this is. I think they are just doing a little puppet show and they're trying to save their asses. He said that and took a lot of heat for it. But
Colin Kaepernick have to trust the NFL?
He
Absolutely
doesn't.
not. They've showed his cards, yeah.
That's why I'm telling you.
And they paid him already, so I kind of feel like they paid him and they want some type. They want to put him out there because they paid him a lot. We know they paid him a lot.
Has not done anything illegal or wrong in this whole process.
Right, and let me tell you, the NFL was bullshit when I seen a cat on the fucking field. Like 2 years ago, they were like, a cat just ran across the 50-yard line. And the cat was like,
it just happened again, too.
The cat was, no, listen, this was 2 years ago. And the cat was like playing and having fun. And I said, what kind of fucking cat do they got that just like kicks it on the fucking field? And I said, this is bullshit. Get the fucking turn this shit off. And I was done. Last fucking football game I watched.
She was so funny.
No, seriously. A cat on the fucking field. Are you kidding? No,
it's
we're
like
not.
the people that were riding the lifts that time or the scooters. You guys, the shit that bothers her is fucking hilarious.
God.
Okay,
yeah.
But thank you for jumping in on that, and broadening that. But
yes,
that's another issue that I definitely want to keep up on.
That's crazy.
Because that man is very talented. He's very smart,
and we support.
And he turned out to be the opposite of what they tried to make him. They tried to make him this Turlock, guy. This guy that wrote a letter when he was 10 years old saying he would play for the Niners, and look, he did it now. But as soon as he started showing how black he was and grew his hair out a little bit, start having an afro.
Well, he just knows what he wants, and
I admire him for that.
We support.
I mean, look, Nike wasn't playing. Nike was like, Nike was like, I don't care, burn y'all shit. I'm about to sign him right now and do. And I mean, that commercial won an Emmy. Not that says like, that just solidifies it, but that shows you the respect that creatively what that message and what that commercial said. And I know I loved it.
My Nike stock went up $30.
Hey, can't be mad at that. Hey, right? I like that. And so all you people burning y'all money, just go ahead and send me. I will send you my cash app.
Nike knows what it's like
send
to
me
fuck up.
money.
So
look, Nike ain't playing. Nike is not playing.
Exactly.
How in all of Nike's recent history, they don't shy away from using people that are controversial.
No, you know why? Because they know what it's like to be the underdog at times. They've gone through their, stuff. And so they learned from that. And I have other stories about that.
When I think it's that they have younger people coming on now that understand the psychological aspect of marketing and identifying your target market.
But Nike understands.
Exactly.
Right. They know who makes them hot, but they know what it means to be controversial.
And I'm not mad at that. That's great business, and that's providing a service.
Yes.
So,
and they're empowering the guy who's stuck being boycotted off the field. So whether they got into it for monetary reasons or not, they're still empowering the guy who's
and providing a platform
for our people.
Well, I think it's all of the above with them.
And it's showing other brown little boys, especially with his Right to Know organization. Mm-hmm. I've always said that brown people, little black kids, if we had a connection to our true ancestry, we would be able to move forward.
If we had the deepest knowledge, right.
If we knew that we came from a tribe of hunters and gatherers or people that ran wars or just whatever, there would be so much more pride. And I like that what he does. Exactly. I like that what he does is he goes into these neighborhoods and he gives these free ancestry and DNA tests so that these young men can identify and connect with their history, which I think is hugely important because we all have to identify, Black Americans are the only culture that cannot really identify with their true ancestry. So I give him all kind of freaking kudos.
And
Eric Reed.
He's also a miner who was kneeling.
Eric Reed was one who came out. He's the one who came out and said he was a little leery about it as well.
Anybody who stood with him, anybody who, even if it means you just go to a game.
That's too many. And you do too, right?
You go to a game and you do your thing and people are looking at you weird, but you're like, whatever. I'm doing my thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's very empowering. We do have some empowering things going on.
Fuck the NFL till he's back on the field.
Right?
No cats on the fucking 50
and run his own shit. And I'm not mad at people like Diddy and whoever else. They were all trying to create their own league. But, and that would be nice if you guys had the money to bring everybody over. Because once the NFL is a little lighter in the color spectrum, I think they'd be coming around real quick. So.
And the NFL is like a national institution. It's like the fabric of the country, kind of. So it's not going anywhere.
No.
So what we need is for them to fix their wrong.
Right.
Like, so we can get back to being right. Like, I don't care what an owner thinks personally.
Yeah.
Right,
but when you put it into business practice, it's a different story. So we need you to stop doing that.
Yes.
So I can get back to watching.
And because everybody wants, like you said,
no other game in town to go
football
watch.
is as American as apple pie kind of shit.
Playing. I like watching it. But fix your wrong so we can go on. They're like AT&T. I can't go to another landline place.
Xfinity, exactly. Real talk, exactly.
PG&E is the only place. Yep. So you fix your wrong so I can do business.
Yeah, and in history, it's proven that other leagues don't make it. They don't make it, and I definitely think NFL probably has a hand in that. But Sacramento used to have a great arena football team and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
Hey, look.
The Clippers owner. Yeah. So, I mean, it goes all the way down, and that kind of plays into. I love sports, so I definitely will be having an episode.
I was stoked
talking
when the
about
Bears
that.
did their Super Bowl shuffle
back in the
80s. Like, see, so I'm with it.
You guys got to be loving her tonight.
Though,
got to be loving her tonight.
You can't be doing the Super Bowl shuffle when you on that bullshit.
I do love it. I mean, I love all aspects. I love when they make a touchdown and we be out there dancing and doing everything. Like I like you said, I love this sport, and it is a very well and intertwined, part of our culture and our history. Like I was saying, it's as American as apple pie.
Well, and it transcends like race too. And color and demographic,
when all the other bullshit is left out of
it.
Yeah.
Like people all across America love to get out with a good party, tailgate, Sunday, Monday. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah, super. I mean, come on, that's one of the biggest.
Don't act
events
like
of the year.
that aspect is not relevant to football. To where when this man says something ain't right, you know what I mean? You acting like he out of pocket.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, for having a voice, which
what y'all should do in the NFL, shut the fuck up and let them speak his piece.
Right, and make your motherfucking
like
money.
Mad hypocrites when you're taking these wife beaters and murderers and all these niggas who are.
Who's the recent one? The Dolphins, the dude that was on the Dolphins, who just punched his pregnant chick.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
9 in 10 chances, and
and girl,
apologetic most of the time.
So the latest one, who was last week, he was on the Dolphins. They got him on the Dolphins, and while he was being recruited or being signed, he had already had 2 charges against him for drugs and for beating domestic. Yeah.
Are you
serious? He just got arrested again for punching his pregnant chick.
Damn.
Like what?
So you know what? When y'all draft these little poo butts, you ain't offering them no kind of nothing.
That's another problem. That's another problem. We do not. We don't educate them as far as finances. We don't educate them and make sure that they understand the psychological aspect of becoming a star and being in the NFL.
Their current situation with children and amount of children coming, like all of these things are fucking clinical. Get it together.
But they're never going to.
No, they are going to.
That's a whole nother, because like I said, I love sports. So I'm going to have an awesome panel. We're going to come in here. We're going to talk about it from all aspects.
We're going to do that, and they're going to get their shit together.
Bring in the real Jones. Yes. Bring in the sports, bring in everybody. Bring in the big man here, who you guys have been hearing. I love it that you're jumping in. Bring in my hubby, who is a basketball coach savant. I'll have to say.
Oh wait, did we say anything about the new coach? Oh my God,
we didn't. But he doesn't. He's all humble. He doesn't want me to give shouts out. But I will say this, and then we'll stop talking tonight.
Okay.
So I will say, very proud wife. And I always will be. You guys are going to see me on 30 for 30 one day. I'm going to have my own episode. Yeah. Just my own, talking about how dope he is and all of his accomplishments and everything. But my husband is a local coach, basketball coach is his passion. And he recently accepted a position coaching as the assistant coach for American River College.
Through the Los Rios.
He is at that collegiate level. I'm very, very proud of him. I wish you guys could see him over here. He's looking at me, or he's looking at me without looking. So I know what it is. So I'm hear it later.
He's smirking.
But he's telling me wrap it up. No, I'm super proud of him.
I am too. Yay.
To have somebody that is passionate and to see somebody pursue their passion is awesome. And I am just very proud of him. So I've been telling everybody, so of course I'm going to go ahead and share with my audience, babe.
Right.
Sorry, I'm an open book. Yeah. I just said that, so I just told about the whole 9 times.
That's the topper for the night, y'all. That's the topper.
Yeah, so I want to thank everybody tonight. We, this is how media goes. This is how
we build next episodes too.
True,
True.
Like, talking about
what y'all want to hear about.
But this is how media goes, so we have to switch up. But thank everybody for tuning in for another episode of Menage with MariJayne Maven. Please follow us. Go like this episode as well as the other 4 or 5 episodes now. Comment, subscribe to the Menage with the MariJayne podcast YouTube channel, as well as subscribe and check out all of the shows that are on the Wild Jones Podcast Network. Let me tell you, you guys, it's a lot of information. All, related with cannabis and just kind of that lifestyle. A lot of creators here who have a voice, and that voice may definitely match up with your, same sentiment. So this is a movement here, Sacramento podcast, Sacramento content creation. So once again, thank you all for following us this evening and for joining us, having that menage. Happy Thanksgiving once again. And also, really quickly, you guys want to come see me? I am going to be at a couple places after Thanksgiving. I'm going to be, November the 30th, I'm going to be in Stockton at Zen Garden Wellness in Stockton. And that is it's for a couple of hours. I can't remember the time, but you guys can find me there.
Shout out to Trevor Fong.
Trevor Fong, his event that he had. And he's having an event. He's going to be taking a break until February. But he does have an event as well that's a very nice, expensive dinner that's occurring at the Firehouse. So you can, go on Trevor Fong's page and find out about that if you want to have a nice Wagyu and whiskey pairing dinner. That is coming up with him. The Colors of Cannabis, we're working diligently on a location for our Ganja Gift event. So we'll be having that this month or coming up month in December as well. But you guys will hear more about that. But I just love talking so much. I feel like I can't leave, but we got to go. Thank you once again, everybody. I appreciate you. And we will see you next week. And my girl, Vida, giving you life over here. We'll see you guys next week, guys. Thank you so much.
Love, kisses. Good night.